Well, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Apex E-Series Showdown for what's going to be a great night tonight as we are in Kansas for the Apex Sim Racing 150 from Kansas. Glad to have everybody here tonight as we're getting ready for a lot of fun racing. Qualifying is over. Warm-up is just getting going, so we're going to talk a little bit about tonight's race and maybe what we're thinking about. Had a lot of fun last season at this track. You see the sun starting to set. I think we'll see some lights come on about the middle way through this race. And so we'll bring up the track. Those of you who don't know, Kansas was about the most cookie cutter of all cookie cutters, but we'll see the high line be extremely strong tonight as guys are going to be making their way up to the top, trying to get some speed, keep that momentum up in these low horsepower trucks. Weather looking good, 73 degrees, partly cloudy, winds 10 miles an hour. Of course, I'm Eddie Smith, and this is Rebel Racing Network. And getting ready to get rolling, man. Been on vacation, come back ready, energized, ready to call some Apex E-Series racing. And so we're going to have a good time tonight. As always, I want to thank our sponsor, Apex Sim Racing. If you're in the market, man, for a button box steering wheel, I mean, you got all kinds of stuff. You got your button boxes right here, steering wheel. Pretty neat stuff. You check down to the home screen, you see apexsimracing.com. Check out what Jimmy's got. Look at some of this stuff right here. He has got some stuff on display. Just awesome stuff. And like I said, even if you don't want to spend a ton of money, go get a knob. Get you an Apex starter knob, starter switch, throw it up on your dash. I don't care if you hook it up for something. Just pretend like you do, like you was a kid when you was pretending to hit the brakes or drive, with your daddy. Just get in there and flip that switch up and down when you start the car and get it from Apex. So there you are, apexsimracing.com. Is a place to go. Go check it out. If you got anything, you see some stuff on display, man. It looks really cool. That little starter switch light box with the Stream Deck looks pretty sweet. Go check it out. Good Father's Day gift or birthday gift. Just anytime gift. Be a good place to go. But got 2 minutes left in warm up, and so let's talk a little bit about the championship. We go ahead and let's show what webcams we got here tonight. We'll see if anything's broken. No, everything looks good. Hot dog, that's what I'm talking about. Come back and nothing's broken. Got our webcams going. Let's see who we got tonight. We got Aaron Adcock, the big dog. Got his Top Gun mustache showing tonight. Chris McClain, number 5, not showing up. But sure, that just hiding the screen for now. Charles Stevens, number 88, up there on the top right. Matt Rogers in the 96, George Williams in the number 40, of course, giving the peace sign. Garrett Kinder getting a little saucy for the race tonight. That's a good way. That's a winning move right there, I think. And then you got Brandon Wallace down there on the bottom left, and then Chuck Pegleg Phelps. So got a lot of guys in here showing their screens tonight. We're going to see a lot of reactions out of them, I'm sure, as we might catch a couple of them getting into it with each other. We'll see. We'll see if we can catch them getting upset or something. Who knows? We'll might be flipping the bird. You never know. So you never know what you're going to see out of these guys, so don't hold me to it. But it looks like they're getting ready to get this race rolling. And like I said in chat, do not be offended by the Nightbot. We got the spam bot or whatever. If it does tag you, just let me know. I'll go in there and take care of it immediately. We're trying to get some weird inappropriate bots out of here, and so taking it measures. So if you see a warning in chat, Kelly Coffee, don't be offended. It's an automated thing. So just keep on doing what you're doing. You'll be fine. We just want to stop those bots in chat. We don't want no weirdos. So we got kids, we got people watching. We want to have a family friendly environment. So trying to do what we can to keep that stuff out of here. But yeah, got about 10 seconds left before we start gridding up. And talking about the playoff hunt, we already got some people that are in the locked into the playoffs. Of course, we know Chris Carroll, Alex Coffey locked himself in last week. Chris McClain and Eric Burkhalter winning that Bristol dirt race with a fantastic finish. If you didn't see that one, go back and watch it. As man, what a show they put on at the dirt race. Yeah, looking forward to Kansas night. Should be just as much fun. I think the trucks race pretty good. But let's go ahead and bring up the grid, and let's get our Apex logos up there as Alex Coffey is going to take the peg leg pole. Whoop. Pole award goes to Alex Coffey. So momentum of a win last week, and comes in and takes the pole this week at Kansas. Looking good already for CNC Esports as we go ahead and jump into the Kinder Farm and Ranch starting grid. Starting in second place, George Williams. Man, what a great qualifying effort for him. Starting outside the front row, Aaron Adcock starting third. Tracy Patson's starting fourth. We got a Po-Man Road 2. Garrett Kinder starting in fifth. Brandon Wallace starting sixth. Tanner Marr starting seventh. Willie Evernham starting eighth. Starting ninth is Justin Miller. Starting 10th is Jason Raymond. Starting 11th, Alan Smith. Starting 12th, Eric Burkhalter. Starting 13th, Matt Rogers. Starting 14th, William Griffith. Starting 15th is Chuck Feltz. Starting 16th, Todd Schott. Starting 17th, Charles Stevens Jr. Starting 18th, Anthony McPherson. Starting 19th, Tony Edgerton. Starting 20th, Chris Carroll. Starting 21st, Ray Rogers. Starting 22nd, TJ Roberts. And 23rd, Mike Beath. So, 23 drivers here tonight. And go see if Alex Coffey can back up his win from last week and get himself another victory here tonight at Kansas. Man, I cannot wait to get this going. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see if anybody can make the low line, high line, what's it going to be. And we're all going to watch it together as we got 100 laps of this. It's going to go by quick, but looking forward to it. Pace car coming around turns 3 and 4. Thank everybody for watching. Glad to have everybody. We've already got some Go CNC Esports in chat. So shout out your favorite driver. As green flag is out and 100 laps here in Apex Sim Racing 150 from Kansas Speedway, and Alex Coffey getting a great jump here. I think what you'll see here at the beginning is to go down to turn 1, and you'll see the bottom line be so much better on new tires, as just don't have enough wear for the top side to work at all. You see George Williams already back to the 5th spot trying to work that top side. The bottom is going to be where you'll want to be early on. Now, as the tires start to wear, it's harder and harder. Oh, George Williams going to go around, sliding through the infield, but able to save it. What an amazing save by George Williams! As we ought to go check him out and see if see how he's looking. He got a smile on his face. He's all right. Starting outside the front row, gets a little bit loose, shaking his head. He knows, man, I can't believe that. But hey, I think he'll get it turned around, get back up there. Plenty of time, George, to get yourself back up front. But we had to go up front. Alex Coffey, Aaron Adcock, Tracy Passon sort of setting themselves apart from the field. As Tanner Marr trying to hang on to it. But you'll see the bottom just be the strongest. As the tires start to wear out, that it'll be harder and harder to stay low and keep the momentum up, and everybody will start to gravitate out to the outside. Now, when will that be? 15, 20, 25 laps, 10 laps? We don't know. You see Alex Coffey already making his way up there. Sometimes it could be 5 laps in the track 10. So we'll keep an eye on that, see how this all plays out as we are already into lap 4. Aaron Adcock goes up there and takes the lead using that bottom line. And he may have gotten to that bottom just at the right time as Alex went up there to try that high line. And Aaron Adcock able to take advantage of it. So Tanner Marr able to catch up to this group as Alex Coffey jumping down to the apron. That is not out of bounds here. Obviously, they say this every time on any NASCAR broadcast where anybody uses the apron. But it is worth noting that you can go down below the white line if you want to. It is not out of bounds. Just the guy above you doesn't have to let you back up. So you'll see some guys cutting the apron on the straightaway. That straightaway is curved, So if you can cut down like Alex right there, you can save a little bit of time and cut a little bit of time off that track. They're battling side by side for the lead as we start to see the strength of the high line start to kick in already on lap 6 as Alex not able to hold off, and now Po-Man nose to tail right here as Tracy passes is now going to make that pass for second. You see the low line just not able to do it anymore. As you get up to speed, that momentum is king. So you're going to have to stay on the top side, guard it as much as you can, and keep the RPMs up. You go down low, you start to scrub off speed, RPMs fall, and you lose speed all the way around the track. So you'll see guys trying all kinds of things to make passes, slide jobs, anything you can do to make some passes. Let's go check in on our points leader in that 97, Chris Carroll at USAFirearms.com Chevrolet, going around Chuck Pegleg Phelps as Chris Carroll started in the back. Not sure if he had trouble in qualifying, but he's already up 8 spots from where he started. But a lot of drivers moving forward really quick. He's got some guys with trouble. Garrett Kinder, connection trouble. Justin Miller, Willie Abraham off the pace. George Williams, we saw him get loose there at the start. So not really sure what's going on. It looks like Willie Abraham has clipped the wall pretty badly on that right side, and he's already down pit road as these trucks do not have any kind of way, as you hear the field flying by, putting him a lap down. These trucks really don't have a whole lot of leeway when it comes to damage. You get a little bit, and we already talked about momentum and how important that is. Aero, all these things matter in keeping the RPMs up. And so you don't want to get any damage, especially to that right side, as it's going to put you off the pace quite a bit. If you're in the Cup car or something where you have to let off the gas, you really have to you work the throttle. Sometimes the damage doesn't matter. When you are close to full throttle like these guys are, any little bit of aero damage is going to be a big problem. Checking in here as got Alan Smith, and it's like the number 12 of William Griffin. Not really sure what's going on with his paint scheme. He's got a completely black scheme. That is the number 12 of William Griffin. I see one decal popping up, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but everybody else's looks good. But this is a battle for 7th place. Alan Smith already up 5 spots when he started. He started in 11th and is currently running in 6th with that Trigger Time Chevrolet. Check back through the field. We've got some battling going on back here, and you see it right here between these two drivers, Charles Stevens and Chuck Pegleg Phelps. We go side to side here, and see what they're doing. Check in on both Charles Stevens and Chuck Phelps as they go side by side. It's a 26 truck. Down on the low side, that's Justin Miller coming out of the pits, and oh boy, little slide job there by Charles Stevens, and Chuck, man, slides right by his bumper and is going to go to the inside to try to take that spot back. Oh, they make a little contact as Chuck, you see him. He look in his rearview mirror saying, "See you later," as he does a nice little crossover on Charles. So. Great racing all over the track, and see 2 drivers getting with it already, and that's for 14th place. But that's one thing about Kansas is that you'll just draft being so important. You'll see guys kind of all over the place. It won't be until lap 30 or so that we'll see some really big separation. You see kind of it's sort of a draft fest a little bit, until the tires start to really wear out. Ray Rogers, somebody who started in the back, expecting to see him towards the front. Not really sure what's going on. A lot of guys are having connection issues or what's going on. I know iRacing had some issues the other night, so hopefully that's not the case tonight. And we don't want to see drivers have bad nights based on connection issues, that's for sure. As Ray Rogers going to have him inside the truck and take that position away from him. And let's go back up to the lead. Aaron Adcock leading the way still here. Big boss man out front in that 17 Hardee's Ford. He had to miss the race last week. Hated to miss him, so he decided to run that Hardee's scheme, put a lot of work into it. Had a little throwback race at Darlington last week, and so he's going to show that off tonight. And I don't blame him one bit. Right behind him, Tracy Passon's in second place. He started fourth, moved up a couple spots. He is currently running. Actually opens the door up on the top side. Oh, boy, it's going to be a little tight there as he's running the bottom side. You'll see Alex going to get a big run down. He's going to go to the outside, and Tracy going to shut the door immediately as you give up that top side. Oh, caution flag is out. Chris Carroll goes off the track. Our points leader slow down on the apron. Not sure what happened there. Though we're trying to dodge the 77 as they're slowing down for the caution. Let's see what happened. I didn't see any incidents, just like Chris Carroll goes off track. Let's go check it out. It's Eric Burkhalter, demolition, wreckage, rewind, and we saw it right there. It looks like Griff in that 12 machine and the 97 get together. Griff going to the inside of Eric Burkhalter and trying to make that bottom side work. You're going to see where that bottom side has its disadvantages as they're coming off the corner. Just going to come together there. I don't think that's anybody's fault, as Griff's going to have a natural push out towards the wall at the exit there. That's where the bottom line really struggles on old tires. So already our first caution as points leader Chris Carroll goes around is, man, we got, I don't know what's going on over here. Go back and see what happened. See some guys dodging folks. Looks like some guys. Four has to get on the brakes hard as they catch the field. Well, what's everybody going to do? Looks like pit's going to be wide open as you see the leader, Aaron Adcock, come down pit road after 18 laps. Now, the thing is, you're going to think, well, somebody should stay out. It's only been 18 laps. Well, I guarantee you that will not be the play as you run 2 or 3 laps full speed. And you cannot do that on old tires. So if you don't come down and get those tires, you're going to get your doors blown off. Now, I think you have 3 or 4 sets in total, so we'll have to keep tabs of that. We'll actually pull somebody up. We'll pull Aaron up here in a second once he gets back on track and see how many sets of tires we got. As Alex Coffey with an early strategy call takes 2 tires. Man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. Kansas not real big at wearing the tires. But like I said, being able to hold it wide open early, really, really important. And those left sides do contribute to that quite a bit. So we'll see how this works. I mean, basically, when you take 2 tires like that, you throw away a set. You throw away a pair of left sides because you can't really take lefts. So taking 2 tires, basically, you're really banking on this working out. So, but I mean, we saw last week if anybody can do it, Alex Coffey can, and he seems to feel like his left side's going to be plenty good, and comes out in first. Let's get rid of that right there. Well, let's bring in somebody and talk to him. Let's bring in the big dog, Aaron Adcock. Aaron, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Eddie.
Buddy, I don't mean to cut in on your strategy calls or stuff like that, but I do want to know how many sets of tires do we have in total tonight?
We started with a total of 4, so we had 1 on the truck and 3 behind the pit road wall.
Awesome. Well, looks like you were able to jump out to an early lead, and Alex decides to take 2 tires there. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out, but it looks like you went in with the lead. 4 tires was the call. You didn't feel like anything different, that you feel like a pretty good call for you?
Yeah, I think so. Tires were a little hot on the right side. Left side, they were kind of warm. It might not affect the truck too much, but my comfort level, I'd much rather lose the race with 4 tires than I had 2. So my luck, if I'd have taken 2 tires, we'd get a long green flag run, and I'd be sitting about 15th and having to undercut and all that kind of good stuff. So, a word of wise that one man told me one time was, if you got fuel and you got tires, stay out and control the race. So that's what my game plan was. He threw a wrench in there when he took 2 though.
Yeah, 10-4. Interesting to see how it's going to play out on this restart. But missed you last week. Glad to see you bringing that Hardee's truck back. You put a lot of work into it. Might as well show it off. So glad to have you back. Going to let you go as we're coming to 1 to green. Good luck for the rest of the race, Aaron.
I appreciate it, Eddie. Thank you.
Well, you know what? It would probably make more sense if I'm doing an interview with somebody who's got a camera. I would at least show that person on camera. But we failed on that front, but we'll try to do that again. But there you have it. So that was the first set. They come in, took the second. So they have only 2 sets of tires left if you came down pit road at all. So interesting to see how that's going to play out. So only 2 sets left after this one. And we still have 80 laps to go. That seems at least 40 laps on these tires to make it to the end. So a little surprised to see 2 tires, but I think at this point, if you go green, long green flag run, and you don't have the 4 like Aaron said, you're going to be in trouble. But all eyes right now on Alex Coffey as he is leading the race with 2 tires. We'll see how that plays out. We're going to watch it live here on Rebel Racing Network as we get ready to go back green here. Pace car coming out of turn 4. And Alex gets a good start. That's what he's got to do. We'll see here in the next couple corners how important 4 tires is going to be. As Garrett Kenner says, here I come. 20-some odd laps down. And, man, right away, I don't know if Alex meant to go to the high side or what the play was there, but immediately loses the lead. Now the 44, Jason Raymond, we haven't talked about him yet, takes over the top spot. And he's going to have the bottom as Alex Coffey falling back really, really quickly on those 2 tires. So probably questioning that decision unless he's got a big brain play that I haven't seen yet. But right now, the battle for the lead, though, Aaron Adcock had it. Jason Raymond wants it. He's got the bottom line on those fresh tires, and you see how important that is. Oh, Jason gets a little bit of that apron. Is that going to slow him down? What Aaron would love is for that 53 to get there back behind his bumper, give him a little shove. As, Jason going to get the apron again. If he wouldn't hit that apron the last couple times, I think he would have had the lead. Still side by side for the lead. 53 is joining the battle. You see who he's going to go with, though. He's going to get behind his teammate and push. And if I'm Jason Raymond, I'm going to go ahead and duck back behind that 53 and call it a day. Save my tires as we got to go 40 laps on this set. Well, I don't think they have to actually go. I think they go like 30-something. Look, I got a lot going on. Don't need to be doing math. But these 2 battle it out for second spot. It looks like the top side 2 to start prevailing. So we want to know how important is 2 tires after, the 2 left side tires after 18 laps. Well, here is Alex Coffey, and he is currently started on the front row, started first that last restart, currently running in 15th spot. And he definitely wish he would have had those left sides, as he has been passed by a ton of cars. So Alex Coffey taking a gamble, try to get the lead, get that clean air. You just never know how it's going to work. It's easy for me to say, he should have taken 4, but you don't know until you do it. And unfortunately, he made himself the guinea pig, and he is back in 15th place. But go back up front, got a 3-way battle. Jason Raymond not going away as he's still trying to make that low side work against this Ho-Man duo. Ratchet Miller says Jason Raymond sporting that bow tie, move it up in the world. Absolutely. Let's see, Tanner Marks is running a Chevrolet as well. You know what? That's why they're up here at the front. And both of them running Chevys. Look at them. They're up front. That's exactly what they need. They've been running Toyotas for a while. And right now, the only Toyota in the top 13 is Eric Burkhalter in that 4 Jurassic World Toyota. He's hanging on for dear life as he got Chevys all over the back bumper. As we got a battle here between Alan Smith, William Griffin, TJ Roberts, and George Williams. George trying to make his way back up to the front. As we got 3 wide here. As three's in the middle. Not sure if they like that, trying to get out of doing 3 wide. Hey, you know what? Let's just make it 4 wide as they go down the front stretch here at Kansas on lap 29. They are battling it out. Wow, what a great race. As they are still 3 wide. Alan Smith, William Griffith, and TJ Roberts. This is all for 7th place. You definitely don't want to give here. As, man, they're still 3 wide. Been 3 wide for a whole lap as these boys just showing off now. I think they got together and said, hey, let's make a show out of this. Who is going to give? Who is going to make? I feel like the 3 is in the worst spot. There's the momentum from the top side. Eventually that bottom line's going to give up. But, man, look at these guys. And boy, was I wrong. The 3 looks like he's going to be able to clear the 12 in the middle and move up and put William Griffith behind him. Get a little tow from that 4 machine. As, man, what a great battle. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like that, something's wrong with you. You just need to pack her up and go home. Ratchet Miller, I see you say the bot booted somebody out. Well, let me know who they booted out. All I've seen so far is a warning. Just let me know who it is, and I'll get that taken care of. So far, I don't see anybody booted out. We don't want that to happen, that's for sure. TJ Roberts has moved up to the inside of Eric Burkhalter and just with a power move takes over that spot. TJ Roberts up 17 spots from where he started all the way in the back, and George Williams coming along with him. So that, watch out for that 11, that Mango Mayhem Chevrolet. He's moving up to the front. That poor Toyota is being swallowed up. Look, it's just all over. He's completely surrounded by Chevrolets. As Toyotas, something wrong with them, man. They're all messed up today. Eric jumps down to the bottom side. Try to maintain. Hold on to what he's got as he's falling outside the top 5. As everybody going to start migrating to that top side. As as George Williams gets in the wall, and he is slow, comes back off the wall, able to stay off of everybody. And George Williams had made his way all the way close to the front, got to do it all over again. Well, all right. I tell you what, let's have some fun. Let's bring in Garrett Kinder. Let's have us a little duo. I need somebody to talk to tonight. Garrett Kinder, you got me?
What up, Eddie?
Well, man, it sounded like you had some internet trouble. We'll call it an engine issue, a little mechanical failure. But we're going to bring you up in the booth tonight. I think you'll be just as entertaining in the car, in the booth as you are in the car. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm hanging in, a little disappointed. I like Kansas, but, man, also kind of excited to get up here and call some racing with you, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot going on so far. We saw so we got Chris Carroll coming down pit road. Him and Alex Coffey tried 2 tires along with, looks like maybe Justin Miller. 2 tires, not the way to go here at Kansas. You have any experience with 2 tires here?
Man, just that it's good for about 2 laps, and you start pushing like a bulldozer. So, yeah, it's probably not the best move, but if they're gambling, trying to play the track position game, then I can definitely see where in their mind they can rationalize a little bit.
Yeah, Alex Coffey started first on that restart. He fell all the way back to 15th within a lap or 2. So it seems like, caution is out. Looks like Jason Raymond has crashed as I'm over here running my mouth, and Jason Raymond was up there running in the top 5, is now all beat up. Let's go back and see what happened to Jason on the Kinder Farmer Wreckage Rewind Burkhalter Recycling Demolition. We got to come up with a better name. Oh, well, it looks like a little bit of net code there as Chuck was coming around him on the outside. Is he? Huh? Yeah, just a little bit of net code as they come together. Doesn't look like anybody's fault. Just a little bit of net code, a good 2 feet of net code there as Jason Raymond gets collected and goes into the wall with quite a bit of damage. So, but
Man,
caution.
you always hate to see the net code things come into play. I almost rather somebody just wreck me than happenstance like net code take me out.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's no way. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, you don't know when it's going to happen, when it's not. I mean, you try to race everybody as close as possible, and you want to lean on the guys as much as you possibly can. And you just never can. You never know when that's going to happen, and it seems to happen at just random times. And that time, um, it got Jason. But everybody coming down pit road. I mean, we had 4 sets of tires total. One's you start on win, one's the guys just took. And on lap 38, we're already on the 3rd set. That means we got 1 more to go. Garrett, that's really going to stretch these tires. How you feel about these early pit stops?
Man, these guys that are coming in early, just like you said, Kansas can eat tires, especially if you're up there ripping the Highline. I know Highline felt really good in 3 and 4 in practice. So, man, for me, it's always been the tire saving line's been down low because you can roll out of the throttle and just kind of roll the middle of the corner a little bit more instead of running flat out like you could do a lot of times with these trucks. Tires are a premium here, and as soon as you start pushing the nose, you're going to start dropping because guys are going to be able to hold it underneath you. So if there's anybody out there that gambled, stayed out, and didn't take any tires, then I think right now they're probably in the best position overall.
Yeah, I mean, with only 2 sets left, I mean, you really got to hang on to it. We're not even halfway. Um, And so we've seen some strategy. Alex Coffey, Chris Carroll both took 2 on the last stop. So they lost the set for basically nothing because they went straight to the back with that 2-tire call. So unfortunately for them, but it looks like they're going to come down and get 4 tires here. So that's going to eat a set up. So that means looks like the top 13 or so, or 14, just took fuel only or left sides. I would imagine only fuel only. I don't think at this point, after seeing what happened to Alex and Chris, you come down and take 2 tires. So it looks like everybody trying to save a couple sets, coming down, getting enough fuel to make it. But no tires, looks like, in the top 14.
Well, it's a strategy call, and just like the strategy call of guys playing it safe, taking 4 early on, that gives them an opportunity to kind of learn from the guys that took 2. And I think you're exactly right in this specific instance. They learned that 2 tires ain't the way to go because those guys drop pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's always tough at tracks like this where you go full throttle for a good 3, 4, 5 laps on a new set of tires to, um, a late race caution here. If you've been saving your sets and you're the only guy on, I mean, we saw it last week with Tracy Passon's with 20 lap fresher tires at Darlington of all places. They're not flat out there. But if you can be the guy with 10 laps to go as a caution comes out with the set of tires still left in the in the bank, I mean, that's pretty much a guaranteed win, I think.
Absolutely, and 2 laps more last week, and Tracy Passon looks like, I mean, he was already a genius call for that call, but 2 laps more, and I think he pulls down the W last week. So,
Yeah.
tire strategy definitely played in his favor. I think he's been one of those guys that's took tires almost every time. So we'll see if it plays out in any different form this time around.
Yeah. Well, it looks like this time they just took the fuel only. I would have
Okay.
I would have to guess. I can't imagine anybody taking 2, but so it looks like fuel only. Everybody's saving those last 2 sets of tires for the end. But we're gonna have a lot of fun because Alex Coffey, Ray Rogers, Justin Miller, Chris Carroll, all I'm pretty sure have 4 tires, but based on their pit times. So I think we're going to see some guys slice and dice and run their way to the field. They're hoping for a really, really long green flag run here.
Absolutely. That's something that that'll be a race winning strategy if it ends up happening that way, just because they're going to look like absolute geniuses.
Yep.
Anytime these races go green and you don't take tires, you feel like a heel. So we'll see how these guys up front shake out, these fuel-only stops. I don't know what the fuel run exactly was, but will this get them to the end?
I think it will. Yeah, I think about 60 laps or so, but don't know for sure. But you know what? I just thought about this. I wonder if Alex didn't just took no tires at all on that first stop. And that's something I hadn't thought about until just
He
now.
was in and out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think maybe he saved his whole set. So I may have been bad-mouthing Alex, and he is like I said, he had big brain plays that I wasn't even thinking about. But Tracy Passon leads us down. Green flag is out. And on lap 40, 60 laps to go, Tracy going to take the top spot. And you know what? While we're going to watch this battle for the lead for a little bit, I want to watch. I'm going to go on board with Alex Coffey as we watch him move up through this field.
Alex Coffey was very fast during practice, very fast during the warm-up session, and then just absolutely smoking through qualifying.
Oh, so, Tracy Passon's down low. As looks like maybe he got a little bit loose. Let's go back and see what happened to him. I'm trying to watch.
He just pulled down off the track.
Yeah, sure did. Just pulled right down to the apron, and the whole.
He's going down pit road.
Oh man,
Tracy,
I can't believe that.
Let me go get some information for you. Stand by one.
Yeah, okay. Man, it's nice to have a dang pit reporter. I like that. Well, yeah, Tracy Passon coming down pit road. We'll see maybe what happened and get some info about that, because he gives up the lead and comes down pit road. And I don't know if he forgot to take fuel. I want to say that's probably what it was. Is he is on. I wonder if he didn't have his fuel unchecked. Or maybe in a bathroom situation. You just never know. But we'll get that figured out. But we'll go up front, though, is I don't want to disrespect TJ Roberts. He's up here taking the lead. And he can't get back to the booth. There you are. What you come up with?
He jumped the restart. Got a black flag.
Oh, wow. Okay. So to try to explain a little bit to the viewers, there's been a new update. I definitely want to talk about this racing, but I do want to highlight what happened there. As TJ Roberts slides up in front of Aaron Adcock, takes the lead. There are new restart rules at certain tracks. You have to maintain speed until you get to the restart zone, just like in NASCAR. Once the leader gets to that point, he is free to go at any point, but he has to be within that range. You see that Geico restart zone, and we'll highlight it as it comes back around. But looks like he may have gone a little bit early, gets a black flag, and puts him behind the 8 ball quite a bit. But still a lot of time left. I'm sure he can get back up there and get a lucky dog.
Well, Eddie, I'm sitting here watching Alex Coffey. He just made that 3 wide look very easy as he's now looking underneath Aaron Adcock here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Tracy Passons thing, it was a big development, so we need to go check that out. But you'll see right here, these new tires. See that Geico restart zone right there. But, yeah, Alex Coffey drove right up through the field with those 4 tires and makes quick work of it. It just makes it look easy. So you see what 4 tires can do versus none. I mean, it's a huge advantage. So if they can go green for the rest of the way, Alex Coffey has made the right moves.
Yeah, he's definitely sitting pretty. TJ, I think it's TJ Roberts. He was running pretty good. It seemed like in practice as well. Hold on to that second position. He's really, really proficient at that high line through 3 and 4. Really good at just basically doing the Larson line, what I like to call it, and keeping it right on the wall and carrying a heck of a lot of momentum down the back or down the front stretch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to eat my words a little bit about Alex, because I said, man, I can't believe he took 2 tires. I'm almost 100% sure now he didn't take any on that restart where he just came in and got fuel and then fell all the way back to 15th. So he definitely saved a set of tires. Big brain move by him. But as we watch Ray Rogers doing the same thing, he is the next guy on fresh tires as he has moved his way up into 3rd place. George Williams also with 4 tires. So, man, just seeing how important it is. And I tell you what, Garrett, I don't know how you feel about this, but this is what I love about tire limits. If we just gave everybody fresh tires every time they went down pit road, unlimited, you're missing out on some of this strategy here that just kind of flip-flops the field sometimes.
And I'm absolutely all for it, too. Even in the real life, the Cup Series NASCAR races, Aaron Adcock's up on the wall in 3 and 4 right here. Looks like he's pretty slow coming down the front stretch. Even in the real NASCAR races, the long races that are drawn out and seem to just drag on with the long green flag runs, and I enjoy the strategy of it because there'll be people that come down and take tires early, try and short pit. The road course racing, that's completely different. I think they need to get rid of stage racing and road courses, but I definitely like seeing the strategy races play out, and it looks like that might be what we get here tonight.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about tire strategy and tire limits is making you really make good decisions on when to take tires. And sometimes you get lucky sometimes, caution flags fall when you need them to. Alex and a couple of those guys making a call to, hey, let's play the game of we think there's going to be some cautions early, and let's save a set. We'll give up our track position knowing that we can drive back through the field and get it back. And that's exactly what he did. And
Made it look easy.
Yeah, him, Ray Rogers, George Williams, man, already up to the top 3 spots. I tell you what, if you're fast, passing is relatively easy. But if you're fast and you also have, 20, 30 lap fresher tires, it's a cinch.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I'll tell you somebody that's just absolutely hating life right now is that 17 machine of Aaron Adcock. Got a little bit of front end damage on that front right fender. Kansas being a very aero dependent track. That's the reason I came down and parked it, because I dodged a wreck in the back coming up through the field. But he's definitely struggling a little bit with some aero damage, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, just, he really got beat. He would be running, be running 4th based on the tire situation here. So, it just depends on what everybody else did. We know Alex and Chris didn't take tires for sure. I don't know about Ray Rogers. I would imagine as smart as Ray is, he probably did the same thing. Without the tire difference, Aaron's still running 4th, right behind Tanner and Eric, but out on the track with everybody else, he's 10th. So yeah, definitely would rather be out front, I'm sure.
When you brought up a great point, Ray Rogers doesn't get talked about just a whole lot in the league situation stuff, but I raced a lot with him the first season I raced over here in Apex, and as far as racecraft and race IQ, dude's pretty unbeatable. Very, very smart race driver. Knows how to save his stuff, knows how to drive from the back, and be there whenever the pay window opens, for sure.
Yeah, you can't buy, of all the good stuff, awesome equipment you can buy at ApexSimRacing.com, race.
Nice plug.
Race skill, race management, it's not something you can buy. It's something that's learned over time. It's speed. Speed on the track you can pick up pretty quick just by raw talent. And once you learn a vehicle, you can learn raw speed. But be able to manage a race, man, is so huge. We've seen guys all season long, have really, really good races or good speed, but not able to capitalize and make the most of it. So you're absolutely right. Ray Rogers has that little extra that you need to win races and be up front when it counts. And right now he is hunting down Alex Coffey on those fresh tires. Both of these guys with fresh tires. Matt Rogers the same, right behind.
Well, Eddie, while we were talking about Ray Rogers, it looked like George Williams got in the wall in the middle of 3 and 4. He's fallen back quite a bit, sitting back in, I don't know what position he's in, but he's a way back.
Yeah, currently showing him in 5th as he takes back over that 5th spot with Justin Miller. But yeah, definitely see a little bit of damage. George Williams definitely has speed. Just a couple times tonight we saw him spin early and get into the wall a little bit ago. So if he can just stay off the wall and stay pointing straight, I think George has a chance to get a win tonight. He's just gonna have to keep it clean, just like what we've been talking about.
Well, and that's the beautiful game you play whenever you run the high side on any track is you're flirting with disaster. There's no wall on the inside that you can scrape against, but you make one wrong step, run the high line, and you're in the fence, and it's hard to recover from that.
Yeah, it looks like he has been able to recover a little bit and able to get back to that 4th position. Lost a lot of time to the leaders, but looks like his truck is A-okay as he's running lap times similar to what the leaders run. He jumps right back up there. He ain't scared of it, that's for dang sure.
No.
He is up there getting right back with it.
He'll get right back on the horse. And that's something that's great about a lot of these guys is they don't have a confidence issue at all. Sometimes it gets them in some trouble, but guys like George Williams, Ray Rogers, just all the guys up here in the front right now, Alex Coffey for sure. They've all got the speed. They've all got the bravery to go out and send it where it needs to be sent. So it's really cool to watch them just jump right back on the horse. Really good stuff to see from George Williams.
Yeah, let me go check this battle. Ray Rogers sort of stalking him. He's like a hawk. I don't know. He's not really like a hawk. If he's a hawk, damn, Alex Coffey's an eagle. I mean, these guys are top-notch drivers. We saw last week Alex Coffey. I mean, Alex really could do whatever he wanted to last week. It was pretty much just going to happen. He was the class of the field, I feel like. And you were in that race, so you could tell me what you thought. But he seemed to be, is he going to get into the wall right as I say something? And the old broadcaster curse is going to get Alex.
That's on you. I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, that's on me. I tell you what, Kelly Coffey is going to tell me, like she did the other day, to stop talking about him. As Ray Rogers is able to take over the top spot after Alex gets in the wall a little bit.
Well, and just like we said before about George Williams, I don't think Alex Coffey's going to shy away from the challenge. I think he's going to be right back on the bumper of that 51 truck and be battling for this lead as he's already starting to reel in and get closer and closer. So it ain't over yet by any means.
Kelly said thanks. All right, so I can't mention the 7 car anymore. All right, well, let's go back to the field. Let's check out the top driver on that stayed out there on that restart. Now, T.J. Roberts, I don't know why I keep saying T.J. Rogers, but T.J. Roberts stayed out on that last restart. Man, look at him. He is holding tough. He's splitting the difference between the drivers on new tires and able to hold his own as he is a good 3.7 seconds behind or in front of Eric Burkhalter, who is also one of them that stayed out. So
I've been keeping an eye on TJ the whole time since we went back green here, and you're exactly right. You know, out of the guys that didn't take tires, he's the guy that's impressed me the most. I think if some tire strategy plays out and he can come down and get a fresh set, there's nothing saying he's not going to get up here and contest for a win at the end of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what he needs to do. I mean, it's going to be tough to hold off Justin and Carroll because, just because you get some laps on the tires doesn't mean the tire difference goes away. It's still going to follow you. Now, if Justin Miller or Chris, they burn up their tires and he takes care of them better, they could even out at some point, but they still have fresher tires than he does.
Absolutely.
So it's always going to mean something. But if he can hang on to this, get a caution, he is on the same tire strategies as everybody around him. So as far as tire sets go, so he can come down and get 4 tires with them and be in the top 5, and he looks dangerous.
Another car I'm looking at right behind him, not somebody that too often gets to run up here in the top 10, but Justin Miller having a heck of a race tonight, running the 6th position. Really like what I'm seeing out of him tonight, playing it safe, running that middle line through 3 and 4, keeping some momentum wound up just a little bit, staying out in front, and just showing have a really strong showing tonight.
Yeah, as Chris Carroll looking to the inside, Justin Miller's one of those guys who I think has got plenty of speed, and some tracks fit his driving style better than the others, but just seems to maybe mentally just take himself out of some races sometimes. Gets in his head. I'm bad about this. As he gets close.
They get close.
Woo! So look at that's a lap down car. Willie Abraham coming with a head of steam as Justin Miller gets close. But yeah, Justin, one of those guys got speed. Just needs to get some clean racing in. Needs to stay out of trouble. If he can do that, he can have some good finishes. But I don't know if he's finding trouble or trouble just finds him. But if he can keep the all 4 quarters on that truck, he can get some good finishes.
Well, hopefully he can pull it down tonight because he's looking awful good. Oh, it looks like Willie's up in the wall right above him. Lap down car, Willie Evernham, number 91.
Yeah, they're able to hang on to it. Well, unfortunately, Ratchet Miller, if you're still in chat, we look like a bunch of doofuses. We were talking trash about the Toyotas. But I hate to tell you, but Ray Rogers, Alex Coffey, and Matt Rogers all in Toyotas running 1, 2, and 3. So they make us look like a bunch of goobers, I guess. As we were talking bad about the Toyotas earlier, Garrett, and they were all in the back, and we were making fun of them. Now look at them.
Just look at them. Another strong showing that I'm seeing tonight is Matt Rogers getting up there and running the top 3. He having a great. There's a lot of guys that I don't expect them to not perform. But it's different seeing the different tire strategies play out and having them run up front. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, running in the Boba Bowl 96 Toyota. And Garrett, what is a boba?
A what?
A boba.
I think it's a drink of some sort, but I don't know why they call it a boba bowl. Let me do some Googling. I'll get back with you.
Well, he is driving the Boba Bowl, and I don't know what it is. Looks like maybe some sort of fruit. I don't know. Probably embarrassing myself, but I don't know.
So good Lord, this is difficult. Boba Bowl is apparently a restaurant that serves bubble tea. I don't know what bubble tea is, but it's served at Boba Bowl.
Well,
So
you
go
know
check
what?
them out.
It sounds like the perfect sponsor for a Toyota driver, a bubble tea.
That's right.
All right, George Williams, first driver coming down pit road. Don't know if this is a scheduled stop or if he got a little bit of damage, saw him getting in the wall, but looks like it's going to be just a scheduled stop. Come down, get 4 tires, and do a little undercut here. We'll see if that makes a big difference, as he is the first driver to make it down. So maybe they couldn't make it all the way, and he's going to split the difference here on lap 70 as Alan Smith coming down pit road in that Trigger Time Chevrolet.
Imagine pit road's about to get pretty busy. George Williams running up as high as he was. I imagine people are going to start diving down here pretty soon.
Yeah, especially like people like TJ and Chris Carroll coming down pit road right now. Oh, and the 77 misses.
Going to miss pit road.
Oh, who the heck
Take
is
a little
that?
safari trip. And Andy
Tony.
Edgerton.
Yeah, oh, and he is spinning. No caution.
Tony Edgerton.
Yeah, Tony Edgerton, sorry. Spins down, but no caution. We stay green, which I'm sure a lot of guys who just came down pit road are glad to see. But we've got Todd Schott, Chris Carroll, Tony Edgerton just by default coming down pit road. Here comes Ray Rogers.
Justin Miller is going to be coming down, looks like, as well, along with Matt Rogers.
Yeah, so pit road picking up. You know, I thought the guys with the newer sets of tires would stay out a little bit longer, considering how far ahead they were. But, man, new tires going to make such a huge difference the first couple laps on the track that you'll give up a ton of time if you stay out. So, a lot of drivers coming down pit road. Looks like Alex Coffey, our leader, going to jump down into pit road, able to make pit speed just fine, nice and smooth. Gives up the lead.
And I'm surprised I haven't seen the guys on older tires come down and take them yet. All the guys that stayed out on that last one or just took fuel only.
Yeah, it looks like the Five Kings guys are going to stay out, maybe lead a lap. Tanner Marr takes over the top spot with Jason Raymond about 2 seconds behind. They have yet to come down pit road, but everybody else, Aaron Adcock coming down pit road, going to take 4 tires, and I'm sure he is thrilled to get a set of 4 tires on that truck. Oh, as he slides through his pit stall. That's not good.
He's down there with Griffith and Chuck Phelps, and looks like Charles Stevens all came down pit road together. Griff and Chuck with kind of a long pit stop.
Go on board as Aaron Adcock slides through his pit stop. Definitely not happy about that. He's looking over at the screen. I got him up on the broadcast. He probably like get me off the dang screen.
He's upset, and you're putting him on screen
I
like
know,
that. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah. All right, well, the leaders, Tanner Marr, Jason Raymond coming down pit road as well. Right in front of them is Willie Abraham trying to get that lap back, get back into contention. Not able to get that caution that he needed. They come down pit road, and Ray Rogers.
Pretty unfortunate, because Willie is a really good driver, really fast. I enjoyed running around him quite a bit, so hate to see him struggling tonight.
Yeah. Well, that gives the lead over to Ray Rogers as he comes out with the lead, and already jumping up on the high side. So Ray Rogers up 20 spots from where he started in the 21st place, and he is got about 1.1 second lead over Alex Coffey. I would imagine Alex with the draft be able to close up on him, so we'll make this a 2-horse race unless Alex has some sort of issues. But so far so good. Good strategy call. Looks like it's working out perfectly. We've got 26 laps to go here in this race at Kansas Speedway.
We're side by side for third place with Chris Carroll and George Williams right now coming through turn 2. These guys are going to be neck and neck. Looks like Carroll's going to have a pretty good run off the high side here.
Yeah, Carroll took a while, but he finally got himself up into the top 3 and going to have a little bit of work to do to get up to the front. 3.6 seconds back from your leader, Ray Rogers, as he's able to cleanly get around George Williams. Looks like Matt Rogers in his His Boba Bowl 96 car going to get right to the back bumper of George. Is George going to get a little bit loose? That opens up the bottom, and Matt going to go down to the inside, and they are.
That was a big move to get underneath him right there.
Yeah,
by Matt.
Yeah, George slid up just a little bit, and that's all Matt needed to get up under that 40 Chevrolet.
It always amazes me just about every time we come to Kansas. It's some of the funnest racing I think that the service offers, maybe except for Atlanta. I really like running Kansas. You can do a lot of different stuff with the cars. You get a lot like what you saw Matt Rogers do right there with George. Get right up on their back bumper when they're throttling up coming out of the turn. Maybe get them just a little bit loose, make them push up the track just a touch. You can drive underneath them. So many tools in the tool bag you can use here at Kansas.
Yeah, if they ever figure out how to make, it's kind of a 2-lane track, or 2 or 3-lane track. I mean, we saw drivers 3 wide for 2 or 3 laps a little while ago. But whenever you're able to make multiple lines work, it just makes the racing so much better. There's a lot of tracks that I just despise, like Iowa, that it looks like you can run, 2 or 3 different lanes, but it's not real. You can't actually run those 2 or 3 different lanes. You have one specific lane that if you don't hit, you're going to be slow. And Atlanta and Kansas and I think maybe even Chicagoland can do multiple grooves and run bottom, top, middle, and still be similar lap times, and that puts on some really good racing. Check back here in this little pack of cars here. Aaron Adcock with Brandon Wallace.
Yeah, 2x2 for 3 rows deep going through 1 and 2. Some really great racing, some we'll call it pack racing, but these guys just out there duking it out, trying to solidify their finishing position as we're closing in on 20 to go here.
Yeah, as we check in on Brandon Wallace, he's trying to hang on to that 13th spot, but he's got Jason Raymond all over that 99 machine.
There he is, that ugly Texan. Look at him.
Well, he is going to dive right back behind Jason Raymond and gets a little bit of that apron. Hurt him a little bit, but going to try to stay with these 2 guys, get that draft, and try to pull away from the folks behind him, Todd Schott, Eric Burkhalter, and Chuck.
Big move coming from Aaron Adcock right here as he's on a crossover, trying to get underneath the Jason Raymond in that Toyota number 44.
Yeah, got a really nice run there as able to take advantage of it and slide up in front of the 44. 44 going to go with the crossover. Coming. Yep.
This is some great racing. This is what racing at Kansas is all about. You throw it in on somebody on the bottom side, you're going to drift up because you're trying to clear them. They're going to do it right back to you on the other end of the track.
And here it goes.
I look for Aaron to try and get a run, come back right here. Looks like he's going to be a little bit far off. I think he drifted up the track just a little bit too much to get a good run and get back underneath Jason, but he's trying for it. He's digging.
Yeah, Jason Raymond with a great move in 1 and 2 to take that spot back. As 17 had a nice little run, but looks like he's going to have to fall back behind and kind of follow. Let's go check out the lead as we've kind of been going through the field a little bit. Ray Rogers still with the lead. That track position showing to be super important. Alex Coffey able to get that lead down to from 1.1 seconds to 0.6 right now as we look at the lap time differences here between these 2 drivers. And you see Coffey slowly making up a little bit of time in the last 2 laps, has lost a little bit. So interesting to see how these 2 drivers are attacking this track. I've heard, a couple times we've been here, you run we'll see right here as Ray Rogers doing that, running the bottom in 1 and 2, and then running the top in 3 and 4. That has been fast in the past, and you see Alex Coffey running the top side in both turns.
I like the bottom side, both ends of the track. I like running bottom, but I know that my team owner Aaron Adcock, he was having a lot of success in practice and in the warm-ups with running low in 1 and 2, high in 3 and 4. So it's definitely something that a lot of people do. I think it all kind of depends on where you're comfortable. I like arcing in and cutting straight across the bottom. A lot of those guys like running the Larson line. If it was a looser setup, then yeah, I'd be up there all day long. But the way the setup was for me, it just didn't work out. It seems to be working out quite well for Mr. Rogers, though.
Yeah, you could hear the slight lift in 3 and 4. You know, if you're Alex Coffey, I just wonder if you don't, you know, if he's more comfortable running the top and that's where you've been running, you know, you kind of have to stick with what you've been doing. If you try to change up some stuff late in the race, that could be harmful. You see Ray jump down to the bottom. Alex can keep the momentum wound up on the top side. You know, a lot of times as you get closer, 4 or 5 tenths away, you know, especially as you get to 2 or 3 tenths, you really have to move around and try to find some clean air on the front of that truck. I mean, aero still is really important, especially running as wide open as you do on throttle time. And so as he gets closer, he's going to have to search around and try to find, you know, where Ray's not running and try to find some speed there.
Well, and I don't know about you, Eddie, but I feel like most of the time the aero push that you get whenever you're up 2 tenths behind somebody, it's magnified tenfold when you're on the high line, because you're already nervous about getting in the wall, and as soon as you lose the nose, you don't really have much choice but to get into the wall. So the risk versus reward, I definitely see if Alex Coffey can get up to him, I definitely see Alex trying to go on the low side through 3 and 4, trying to make up any ground he can with some clean air on his nose.
Yeah, and there's even danger of doing what I just said, which is if you go down to the bottom at 3 and 4 and you're not used to it, and you come across the back end of Ray Rogers, if you're close enough, I mean, actually at the exit of the corner, going to take air off the nose and push out to the wall, and it's already tight off the bottom. So, I mean, it's going to be a booger for him to get around him if he's able to catch back up. He is starting to catch him a little bit. He's got it down to about 5.5 tenths there with a great run down the front straightaway that last lap. Alex Coffey starting to pour the jets on right here. Is the last couple laps he's been about a tenth faster than Ray Rogers. See if he can keep
We're
that
getting
up.
down to about 11 to go, looks like, coming across this time. So now's the time. You know, if you've got anything left in the tank, now's the time to figure out what it is and apply it to the best of your abilities, because it's getting down to crunch time.
Yeah, if you're Ray Rogers, what you can't do is get to the wall. You know,
Absolutely.
You have to get out of the gas at any point if you get too tight. If you miss your throttle, you know, throttle up. As, man, Alex Coffey has really reeled him in that last lap.
That was a great run down the front stretch.
Yeah, no doubt. He's getting the full effect of the draft now. But if you're Ray Rogers, I mean, you still have control of this. Even with 10 laps to go, it's going to be very, very difficult for Alex to make a pass on the bottom. So if you're Ray, you got to quit looking out to your rearview mirror, which I know he's not. But you just got to look out the front and start guarding that top side the best you can, and just not allow him to get to the outside. You know, the dangerous spot is off of turn 4, and if he gets a run and gets his front end to that right rear quarter, that's all she wrote if he's able to clear it down into turn 1 and 2. So Ray Rogers here just has to defend it, and I think he's able to do it, but that's easier said than done.
Well, one thing I've noticed since Alex Coffey started reeling him in, Ray Rogers switched to the high side in 1 and 2, maybe trying to throw some dirty air back there on his nose, make him lose the nose a little bit, have to lift out of the throttle through 1 and 2. But last time around, he ran, it wasn't all the way at the wall, but he definitely ran higher. Yeah, running way up high. I think he's trying to throw some dirty air, trying to hold on to this position the best he can.
Yeah. I mean, the draft is going to be really, really helpful for Alex. But yeah, I mean, also Alex has been running the top side in both corners, so now Ray's got to jump up to the outside in 1 and 2, and he hadn't been running up there. So Alex has better throttle points and stuff. So it's going to be a slight advantage to Alex as he starts to move up to the top side.
And Alex is, man, he's moving right on up. It what is that, about a car length and a half back now?
I mean, he's there. Yeah,
he's there. Yeah. He's definitely within striking distance. So
what,
come down to make a heater at the end of this one, folks.
So what's your plan if you're Alex Coffey here and you're on the back bumper and you know how difficult it is going to be to pass? I mean, what's your play here? I'll tell you what mine is, but I want to know what the Garrett Kinder play is as he's actually looking down to the inside here.
He's going to have a run. He's going to have a run. Look at this.
He's going to immediately – I thought he was going to cut down to the apron, but not able to do it. So they are side by side for the lead as they go down in 1 and 2. Let's see if he can clear it. He's going to have to do sort of a slide job here as the 51 is going to have a massive run. 7 starting to eke his way up the track, but not, and he is. He's able to clear him. Ray Rogers is going to get a
Here
huge
comes the
run.
Cross.
Yeah,
a little late on the cross, but he made it work.
Yeah,
Let's see if he can get it back through 3 and 4.
He lost a lot of momentum on that crossover.
And yellow's out.
Oh, yellow is out. As Charles Stevens looks like he has gone around. Well, I can't tell. Looks like let's go check it out. And, man, there's a gaggle of cars as Justin Miller comes out and gets into Steve, and oh my goodness, just clobbers the 53 Tracy Passons, who just having a horrible race after that penalty, and big hit by those drivers.
That's unfortunate. You know, Tracy was battling back, and like I said before, Justin Miller was having a heck of a race. So really unfortunate luck for them. That's some close racing, unfortunately.
Well, looks like we're going to get close to a green-white checkered here. 6 laps to go. We should get our first green-white checkered, if not a sort of a fake one. You got to come down and get 4 tires. There's no question. I'm not even going to ask you that question because that's pretty much a guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, if you're Alex Coffey, you got to feel good about making that pass. I mean, that was huge with that caution coming out. But now it kind of breathes some life into some drivers like Chris Carroll, who is the championship leader. I don't know, Garrett, what you feeling about this next restart?
As dicey as it's been for the last lap between our 2 leaders, now picture that 2x2 all the way back through the entire field. Now I can imagine that's how dicey it's going to be the whole way. Normally cautions breed cautions, especially late race. Everybody's going to be digging for everything they can get. I wouldn't be surprised to see another one come out, but hopefully these guys can keep it clean and green and not do anything just overly dirty. As George C. Williams looked like he took 2 tires.
Yeah, well, you know, so another wrench is going to be thrown into this restart. Now it's kind of different. If Alex Coffey was leading, I mean, the whole restart zone thing takes away some of the power the leader has and has had in the past, being able to get huge jumps. As soon as the pace car cuts off the track, you could go. But now you have to wait till the restart zone, so there's less time for you to have those restart games. You know, so George Williams is going to have to be careful here. Does he know how the rule works? We already saw Tracy get taken down, you know, with a penalty. Is he going to be able to now, you know, just depending on how good of a start he's going to be able to get. But I really think that the 2-tire thing is going to be a I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I kind of like the risk of it, you know, with everybody starting behind him that's going to be jockeying for position. While the restart, it has the leaders lost some of the power during the restart just because of the restart zone rule. He still ultimately starts the run, so he's still going to get a jump. It may not be as extreme. He may not stretch out to 3 or 4 tenths diving down into turn 1, but he should be able to clear second place fairly easily. All he's got to do is hold on. You know, these guys on cold tires. Cold tires doesn't matter a whole lot at Kansas. You will get loose if you're right behind somebody on cold tires and you're staying throttled up. Which, folks, I don't know if you've ever raced Kansas before, but these guys are going to be just pedal down and whatever happens, happens. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how Williams can play this.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild finish. Let's go ahead and give out some awards while we've got some time. And I'm going to go ahead and give the Hard Luck Award, which is called the Trigger Time Indoor Shooting Range Jammed Up Award. And that is going to go to Tracy Passons, who had the lead, had that restart zone penalty, which is new to everybody. So, unfortunately, he was the guinea pig on how you can get a black flag from that. Has to go to the back or actually loses a lap and trying to fight back, going to get taken out in that last caution. So, he is going to be the Jammed Up Award winner. So, tough deal for him. As far as the pain of the night, I don't know, Garrett. It's going to be tough.
There's some good-looking paints out there.
Man, I'll tell you what, it is unreal what these guys put out on the track. And, you know, it's hard. It's like you got Charles Stevens here with the Rebel Racing Network 88 machine. Hard.
He's definitely playing to the judge, I think.
Yeah, hard not to give that the award, but we won't do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just so many schemes, some new ones that I haven't seen. You know, I really do like Ray Rogers' monster scheme. But we'll save it to the end of the race. You write down who you think it is, Garrett, and we'll watch this end, this last race.
I've got mine picked.
We'll compare notes once this race is over with. But got this restart. If you're George Williams, you got to think about what Tracy did. You got to understand. If you don't know, you better be asking right now, how does this work? What do I need to do to make sure I get the best start possible and get the power down and get gone? And honestly, with 2 tires, I got to think you got to hope for a caution as he's going to be in trouble.
Especially with Alex Coffey on top. He's going to be absolutely just a powerhouse up there. Hopefully, George will learn from Tracy's mistakes and knows exactly what's fixing to happen. So, looking forward to this, man. We have to go back green. Pace car's diving off. Let's go.
Yeah, and so we'll see what George has got right here as he's waiting, and gets going green. I don't know what was going on with the top side. Not real sure what happened there. George does get a good restart. We'll see if there's any black flags. I'm not real sure what happened to Alex there, but he is going to fall all the way back as that top line was just not going. And you already see the speed differences. Ray Rogers with a huge run, and it looks like George Williams pulls down to the inside, maybe to try to block. But I tell you what, those new tires drive right on by that 40. You see pushing up a little bit. Those left sides just not. Oh, and Alex Coffey gets a little bit loose. Oh, and he gets hooked into the wall by Matt Rogers in a big wreck down the front straightaway. The truck flipping. I don't know who that is. TJ Roberts on his hood or roof. Oh, he's going to be sick. That is a vomit-inducing spin right there down the front straightaway. A lot of cars involved. Charles Stevens involved. Brandon Wallace, Matt Rogers. Big wreck is TJ Roberts, a race-winning hopeful, sitting on his roof. Wow.
Well, Eddie, I think we could have cut to commercial break right there, and he still would have been spinning on the infield by the time we got back.
Good.
He's spun for a good long time.
Well, I tell you what, let's go back and let's watch that. We kind of get figure out. We saw what happened. Alex Coffey gets a little bit loose, and Matt Rogers. Alex actually gets sideways in the corner. You see that tire smoke, and as they come off of turn 4, Matt Rogers with a huge head of steam. It's late in the race. You don't want to give that up. It tries to fit it in a spot, just not enough room, and cars just go everywhere. As we got to go on board with TJ Roberts as we watch from his in-car cam.
I think old Matt Rogers was thinking that hole was going to open up more since Coffey got loose. Thought he was going to move a little bit further down track, and it just closed up on him, unfortunately.
So we're on board with TJ Roberts, and so let's go for a ride.
That's a frightening sight right there already.
Good grief.
Oh my.
Well, unfortunate for these drivers. It looks like TJ is still sitting with his foot on the throttle, so I hope he's okay. I don't know if this is a busher. I don't remember who turned over on their on the roof the other day, but he is still on the gas as we're.
There he goes.
So probably a frustrating thing, especially towards the end of that race, and definitely was fast enough to get that win. And Alex Coffey getting loose kind of starts that chain of events with Matt Rogers trying to make a hole that wasn't there. And, man, just a mess there.
And unfortunate once again for Tracy Passons, gets tied up in that. We just given him the tough luck award, I think is what we called it. And, well, I think it was appropriate because, man, he's sitting on pit road trying to get these repairs taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be done.
Yeah, I mean, you just have some of those nights, man. Just I don't know what it is. It seems like it's like a water hose when you hold it down and you're like, oh no, you got a couple races without bad luck, and you let go of that water hose and all the bad luck comes out at once.
Oh, you're exactly right.
And it just seemed to happen to Tracy tonight. Just unfortunate. Well, I don't know. I'll tell you what. I've been getting bad mouth from my picks of pain of the night. So you know what, Kendra, I'm gonna give you the pain of the night tonight. The 1-inch Design's favorite pain of the night. Who you got?
Well, who are your recent winners? I don't want to pick somebody that's already been picked.
It don't matter. It's all I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go with where's he at? There he is. Eric Burkhalter in the number 4 Jurassic World Dominion truck. The graphics on the side, the claw marks on the rear quarter panel. That is a slick looking ride.
Yeah, I've been eyeballing that one for sure. So I'm glad you made that call because I definitely think it's a good looking scheme. Little stretched logo there on the backside, but outside of that, looking good. Just hate to put it on a Toyota. It's just a shame to see these paints go to waste sometimes.
Not everybody can be perfect. I think he executed the paint scheme well. We'll just have to get him over in a Ford at some point.
Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, congratulations to Eric Burkhalter in that number 4 Jurassic World scheme as he's going to win the 1-inch paint design of the night. Well, after that, Ray Rogers able to get clear of George Williams. George, unfortunately, on those 2 tires, he's going to have to live to see the finish with those 2 tires. Definitely did not last but maybe a corner. But yeah, a pretty good clean restart. That was not a green-white checkered, so we do have 2 green-white checkers, I believe. We actually do a cheater. Yep, 2. This will be the first. So that was a green-white checkered technically, but not quite.
That was just rehearsals for this one, folks.
That's right.
I'm keeping my eyes on the old 3-ball Alan Smith up there, too. He's running 4th on the 4th row on the inside line there. If he can get a good jump, there's nothing saying that he can't get up there and maybe pull down the top 3 out of this deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whoever just keeps the momentum up, able to dodge any wrecks, not have to lift, it's got a great chance here. But Ray Rogers is going to lead us down into the Geico restart zone. That sounds weird to say, sounds corny. And there he is. As soon as he hits the restart zone, he takes off, able to get a good advantage. And I love to see that restart zone not give the leader such a huge advantage that they used to have. Really, really cool addition. But I don't know why I'm talking about that right now. As Ray Rogers takes over the lead, but Chris Carroll, Jason Raymond side by side for 2nd place. Both of them going to get good runs. Ray don't know what line to block. He goes up to the top side.
I think he's about to get hung out and get stuck in the middle if he doesn't make a decision. There he goes as he shoots down towards the bottom in 3 and 4.
Well,
look for Tanner to have or Chris Carroll to have a huge run as he's crossed underneath, taking a good look underneath. He's going to be side by side crossing the stripe. We're wrecking behind him.
Caution is out. We did not take the white flag, as we'll see what the timing and scoring says about.
No.
They did not take the white flag. Let's go back and see what happened in the Burkhalter wreckage rewind. Like Aaron Adcock going down to the inside. Alan Smith. Oh, and 77 just hooks the 17. Oh my goodness.
Violent hit. Violent hit.
Lord, I heard of tornadoes in Kansas, but good grief. This is ridiculous.
That's some premium iRacing physics for you right there.
Yeah, just grabs that wall. Sometimes these physics, they don't know where everything's at, and they'll collide like that and makes for some violent wrecks. But we won't show Aaron this time, as I'm sure he's not too thrilled about that. But we go into our 2nd green-white checker. That one definitely delivered. I would love to see how that was going to play out, as Chris Carroll had him cleared, but it went back to the last scoring loop and gives the lead back to Ray Rogers for the 2nd green-white checker. What do you think Ray learned on that restart?
I think he learned he's going to have to be a little bit more decisive when they're going down the back stretch and 2 cars have a run. Hopefully he figured out that the top side's going to have a good run and crossovers are available to come to the checkered flag. So I look for him to probably maybe stay high right here through 3 and 4. And then, man, after they take the white flag, all bets are off. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it did seem like he was a little indecisive about which line he wanted to block. So for sure, he's probably gonna breathe a sigh of relief that he kind of get bailed out by that caution, as that's going to give him another shot at it. And I think you're absolutely right. I think he goes down into turn 1 and 2, comes off the top side and just blocks that top side line and make them pass you on the bottom. As the tires get a little bit of heat on them, that top side gets going. I don't know, on a green-white checkered, before the truck gets a chance to really get wound up, the bottom is really, really quick.
Yeah, man, any decision he makes, the guy behind him is going to make the opposite decision. Yeah. And it's all just going to be about executing whatever decision you make and hit it 100%, because somebody that's going to hit 100% is Chris Carroll. He showed it, all season. That's why he's the point leader, and he's definitely dangerous. So be looking for him to be making some big moves. Look for crossovers. Look for, you asked me earlier what my move is for this deal. Man, my go-to move is getting right on the bumper, shoving them down in the corner, and cutting underneath them. Now, I love doing that on tracks like Kansas. So that's even a possibility. Just anything's up in the air, especially when the white flag comes out. It's no holds barred, cage match, and gonna be nonstop action.
Yeah, I mean, going to the 2nd green-white checkered here at Kansas in the Apex E-Series is something that does not surprise me one bit. I mean, this hasn't been a dirty race at all. It hasn't been a caution-filled race. It's been a great race. Apex always seems to deliver. And I tell you what delivers, Garrett, is Apex Sim Racing gear, man. If you need a button box, you need a knob, you need a switch for your machine. I told them, if you got a light switch in your house, you wanna beef it up a little bit, man. Get one of them starter switches, man, and swap it in for your, if
I
it
wonder
turns
if you
your.
could put one of their brake ratio knobs for like a dimmer switch on a light in your house. I think that'd be pretty tight.
I mean, look, if you have an Apex themed house, that would be. That would be ideal. I think that's what we need to start pushing for. But we showed it a little bit ago, and we'll show it again. Apex, a fantastic sponsor, and you see the little knobs and switches there. Go get some of that stuff. But you got all kinds of stuff: wheels, button boxes, dashboards. As we look through here, all kinds of accessories for all your favorite type of wheels, your knobs, anything that you want to try to customize what you got. You got all kinds of reviews. You won't need too many. I can tell you right away. He is
Quality,
one of the best,
nothing but quality.
Best in the business for sure. You got some mounts here for some different things. So go check them out as we are doubled up, getting ready to go back green. I'm excited. I tell you what, I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. I think these are some of the cleanest drivers in iRacing, along with some of the fastest. So I'm excited to see what this 51-97 and these 5 King boys behind them, what they're going to do. Maybe even they all get tangled up that the paint of the night winner, the number 4, Eric Burkhalter, maybe sneak through there and get him another win on the season.
He's sitting in a good spot, and man, I was sure happy for him when he won the dirt race. I'll be happy for him getting out if he can pull this one off.
He beat you.
He beat me. Last lap, last turn, he got my ass.
Well, all right, coming down to the Geico restart zone. Let's see how they attack this. And as soon as they get to the zone, he is off and brings Jason Raymond with him as they get up through the gears. And actually doesn't get a good, actually losing a little bit of ground going out into turn 1.
But him having Raymond and Carroll side by side back there, probably the best thing that could happen for them. So neither one of them are completely clean on exit here, not running necessarily the line they want to. Rogers again hanging just about a half a width low off the wall there. Chris Carroll going to dive in deep on that high side, looking good.
Almost a mirrored example of what happened. And actually, Rogers going to guard for the crossover here as he's trying to box in the 44. But instead, Carroll's going to go to the top side, 3 wide for the lead on the final lap. Your APS, Absolute Product Solutions, ice the competition final lap. And we're 3 wide for the lead, Garrett.
This is fantastic racing. Man, Rogers in a tough spot between two teammates. He's not necessarily in the best position. Looks like Chris Carroll's going to have a good run down the backstretch diving into turn 3.
Well, while they're doing this, they've got Tanner Marr going to Jason Raymond's going to have the lead. He's going to push up into the top 2. They get together, banging doors as they go down to the line. Who is going to be?
It's going to be close.
Who was it?
Who is it?
I don't know. I don't know who it was. We gotta go. We gotta go to iRacing and see who it was. And it's Jason Raymond by, oh my goodness, 1/1000th of a second takes the win.
Gosh.
What a finish! Holy crapola! That was amazing.
You can't ride it any better than that.
Unreal. We gotta go back and watch that again. We're gonna watch that final lap one more time as they were 3 wide for the lead on the last lap. As we go watch the spotter cam, Tanner Marr, Eric Burkhalter wishing they would get together. They were right there to take advantage of it. But you see the run both of them had. But Jason Raymond fought really hard on the bottom side. And 3 wide going into 3 and 4. And you'll see Jason Raymond squeeze up a little bit. Makes the 51 and the 97 make contact here off the corner. And that is just what he needed as they go down into the stripe. 3 wide for the win. And Jason Raymond with the W. Wow, holy curse word.
I hear you, 100%. That was amazing.
Come on.
I bet Mama Raymond's probably pretty happy right now, huh?
Hey, look, that's what we show up for the race for. That is unreal. Gonna watch it one more time. 3 wide.
We show up for 100 laps of racing to watch that. That's what we come here for. And the entire race set it up, sure, but that last lap was probably the best lap of racing I've seen in a very long time.
Well,
absolutely fantastic job by all 3 of those guys up front.
Yeah, Jason has the hardest position right there on the bottom off of 3 and 4. We've seen that be tough for a lot of guys, and just able to squeeze them just enough. And I'm pretty sure it's not intentional, but just squeeze them just enough that they were able to get together and slow their momentum up just a little bit. And that's all it took. And, man, he was able to get that run cut down to the bottom onto the apron, and we'll go back and see if we can find a camera that will show the finish, and see if we can't get a photo finish here. But just watching this one more time is, man, that's amazing.
Man, I know for a fact I've raced around all of these guys for a little bit now. Nobody has hard feelings about that finish. That is just some hard racing. I guarantee every one of them had a smile ear to ear.
Yeah. Wow, that is unbelievable. What a great finish there. As you watch it in slow motion, oh man, just as close as you can get for Jason Raymond and Ray Rogers. Chris Carroll losing a little bit of momentum there, but still 3 wide for the finish. My goodness, what a fantastic race. Good grief. Wow. Woo. Well, that's what you like to see. That got me amped up. I ain't going to be able to sleep tonight. But
Well, you said last week about a race you got a little jazzed up. I'm a little jazzed up.
I'm definitely jazzed up. I'm bluesed up tonight. Well, let's talk to some drivers. Let's see what they thought as we go ahead and talk to Chris Carroll here as he is in the waiting room. Chris, this is Eddie and Garrett in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Eddie.
Man, what a fantastic race. You started in the back. You worked your way up sort of a little bit on that first caution flag. Come down, get you just fuel only, and make a good call to stay to save a set of tires. Come down, get 4 tires on that next, and get a long green flag run, able to work your way up to the front. And then there at the end, had your shot there, 3 wide on the last lap. Came up a little bit short. Tell us about your race, man. How'd it go?
I feel like it just wasn't my night, man. I tried to overcome everything I could there. I felt like in the back they were aiming for me there, coming up through there. I couldn't avoid it. And I got to the front, and I felt like I got there twice, and the caution came out, and I ran out of fuel at the end, Eddie. It just wasn't meant to be. I literally sputtered as we came across the line, and I lost a truck length there. So I did everything I could, man. I'm sweating like a horse, and I gave him everything I had tonight.
Well, man, it was really some fantastic racing watching you work up through the field like that. Something that, man, not a lot of people can do. It's a skill that not many people have, and you definitely put it on display tonight, especially when you were working your way up in those top 3, reeling them in before that caution came in. I was keeping an eye on you. You know, you were a good few seconds back, and you were reeling them in slowly but surely. Really, really fantastic racing. As far as line goes through here, what line did you find to be the most beneficial, you know, with a distance? If you had clean air, was it low 1, 2, high 3, 4? That's what a lot of guys were running. I was just curious what you had in mind.
Yeah, there was a couple lines that worked. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know. I didn't get a real good gauge on it because through that middle run there, my truck was beat up from coming up through the field, and I didn't get the fast repair until the last run. So I was kind of going where everyone else wasn't. If they went low, I went high. If they went high, I went low. And I was trying to make up spots and try not to use it all up. But I think it was probably low line turn 1, high line turn 3 is probably the best route. But I was just picking any lane I could to survive there.
Well, man, whatever line you picked tonight, you put on a clinic, passing a bunch of cars tonight. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, you have the points lead. You didn't necessarily need that win as you've got a nice little points lead. You already have 3 wins on the season. But I know you hate to see that one get away from you, but you know, still looking really, really good. And already kind of setting yourself apart. Another great finish for you. Who you got to thank, Chris, that helps you get around the track? Friends, family?
Well, thanks. I always got to thank Pit Lizard Performance Boys and USAFirearms.com. Always got to thank Tanner Marr and Five Kings and the guys that brought me in here. And all you guys for putting on the broadcast, man. Everyone out there who's watching. My folks always watch this stuff. So we gave them everything we had tonight, Eddie. That's, man, I'm wore out.
Well, put on a great show. Nonetheless, 3rd place. You sound disappointed, but we're not. That was a fantastic race. Good finish. Looking forward to talking to you next week, Chris.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, cut him off. Sorry about that, Chris.
Cut him off. You're bad about that. You know what?
Anyway, let's talk to some more people. Ray Rogers. There, Ray. This is Eddie and Garrett. Ray, that's Eddie and Garrett. I'm on the booth. You got a copy?
Evo.
Well, dude, you had a fantastic race. You're also we'll get my graphic up on the screen. You're also the Kyle Roberts Hard Charger Award winner. So congratulations, up 19 spots from where you started all the way up to second place with some good pit strategy. And we talked a little bit about it during the race. Just good racecraft, knowing how to manage the race. And you were there at the end when it counted and just came up 1/1000th of an inch short.
Can you believe that, man? 1/1000th of a second. And the guy was on 2 tires. I was like, really?
Well,
That was outstanding.
tell us about your race, man. How'd it go?
Oh, I was just, you got to be patient. So I was just riding, being patient. Actually, I was following Chris for a while there, and when they took them tires, I decided not to take tires. And then we had a perfect timing on the caution. I just told the team, I was like, all right, take tires, and you're going to be able to just blow past these guys. And it happened. And I said, no caution for the rest of the race.
Well, man, it almost worked out for you there with the no cautions, but having those green white checkers at the end, it was definitely entertaining in the booth. That last lap was just absolutely insane. I gotta ask you a question. What was your thinking on that last green white checker? I saw you hang about a half a car width off the outside wall going down the back stretch. Were you trying to kind of play both lines a little bit and make your decision on entry about who was going to have the run on you, or what was your thinking on that last lap in 3 and 4?
That's exactly what I was doing because I didn't know what Chris was going to do because I knew he was going to have the better run, and I just wanted to have a choice: go high or go low to try not so much blocking, but to slow his run down. And it worked out. But then here comes Jason, on the inside, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" But it was fun though.
Well, man, it looked like an absolute blast, and Raymond put on a good show. You put on a good show along with Carol. So congratulations on your second place finish, man. I've raced around you a lot, and good racing tonight.
All right, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Well, real quick, Ray, tell me about the restart zone. I had a question about that, and since you were the last leader to have it, how did you feel like the restart zone helped? Did it hurt you? Was it in your favor? Tell us a little bit about it. For those who haven't been able to experience it just yet.
Well, that was my first time ever experienced. That's the first time I ever heard of it. And I just had to clarify, okay, do I start? Does it matter where I start in the restart? And they go, no, just start. But I think it's a great idea. It keeps a lot of jump starts from going on, and everybody can, if you're in second, you have an idea, about when the guy's going to go the starter's going to go. So I think it's great. But my only question is when it goes green, can I drop down to the apron? Especially here, you can drop down and kind of get a head start like that. But it's like I don't know. You might need to stay in the racing line. So I really didn't know that part.
Well, pretty awesome race. Fun last lap. 1/1000th of a second short, but second place is nothing to sneeze at, especially in this series. Who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
No sponsors, but thank you for putting this out there and broadcasting. You do a fabulous job and just racing with these guys. That was probably the most fun I've had in a long time.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place finish, and definitely fun to watch your race tonight.
All right, guys, have a good night.
We'll see.
Sorry, Garrett. I don't mean to add more questions, but I had a couple questions for him about that restart zone. I was very interested.
Man, I'm a guest in your house. You do what you do, boo boo.
Well, all right. Well, we made him wait long enough. Let's get Jason Raymond up in the booth. Jason, is Eddie and Garrett in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, come on, man. You don't sound excited at all. Tammy Raymond in chat, cheering you on, giving the big OMG. You went 3 wide there on 2 tires and took the win by 1/1000th of a second. You can't get a little bit more excited than that, Jason?
I don't even know what happened still, to be honest. I'm still trying to process everything.
Well, you won the damn race. That's what happened, Jason. Come on. Get some enthusiasm about you, man. Come on.
Yeah, that last pit stop there, we were chatting it up, team communication, and they were like, all right, we're taking tires here. I was like, yeah, you guys do that. I'm going to take 2 and just try to gamble it because I'm in 11th. I have nothing to lose here. So I did that, and then I didn't know what to expect. And then, I mean, it felt really good. I feel like if we had like a 5 to 6 lap run, I probably would have fell back because it was probably would have just been too loose or too tight. But I got a good restart on that last restart, and he left the bottom open trying to race Chris, and I just decided that I was going to be the 3 wide hero and shove my nose in there, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you had a pretty dang good race. You were up there for most of the race, but you did have a little accident there, if I'm remembering correctly, about midway through. So I mean, you fought through some adversity. and got your way back up there with that 2-tire call. And I thought I've been bad mouthing 2-tire calls all race long, but I think they were no tire calls. And it looks like 2 tires wasn't actually a bad call because you had a lot of speed there and able to make that bottom work. But man, what a great race there! Able to hold it down there in the bottom, and actually, I think the winning move is out of 3 and 4. You kind of slid up just naturally. I don't think you did it on purpose, but you kind of slid up, and Ray and Chris gets together, it slows their momentum, and that gives you just enough on the bottom to get that win, man. Talk about those last few laps and just what your mindset was and what you were kind of hoping that would happen. As Ray was telling us, he was trying to work both lanes to stop both runs.
Yeah, those last few laps, that was probably some of the most fun I've actually ever had. I'm not good at mile and a halves usually. I've never won in a truck, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, down on the bottom, I was just trying to. I was full throttle because short run, you can kind of just pin it. I was trying to keep as much momentum as I could. I knew it. I kind of have to slide up, naturally you slide up, and I tried to keep it down so I wouldn't make any contact. And I feel like I know Chris was running out of fuel there, and I didn't think I won the race, to be honest. It took me. I looked back and forth between relative and standings until all the way down the backstretch. About into turn 3, I finally realized that I won the race. So that was interesting. But yeah, I stuck it down on the bottom, and I definitely didn't think it would work, but I guess I did something right for once.
Well, man, we weren't 100% sure on who won the race either. It took us a few seconds jumping back and forth for the results page trying to figure out who did it. But we were sure excited about the whole thing. I don't have any questions for you. I got to watch your race. I thought it was phenomenal. That move you made at the end was just absolute textbook. A little bit of contact, but coming to the checkered flag on a mile and a half track, going 3 wide for the win. That's something that doesn't happen every day. A lot of times these things are runaway trains. So, man, I just got to say thank you for putting on a heck of a show, man. That was awesome to watch. I do got to gripe at you, man. I sit over here rooting you on in the chat. So Ratchet Miller might be betraying me a little bit. But, man, congratulations on the first place finish. Well deserved. You're a heck of a racer. And, man, I think you got some more on the way.
Thank you. Yeah, that was that was unexpected, and I'm not trying to steal your fans, man. I just
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I'm out here. I think it's because of the broadcasting from last season. He already knows me, so he's got you're not in there. He's got to have someone else to cheer on.
That's right. Well, he picked a good one tonight.
Yeah. So that brings the Five Kings boys up to 4 wins on the season. Y'all looking strong as you headed down the stretch. I mean, it's a good momentum booster for you as you move up into 3rd place in the points. How you feeling about going down in the playoffs? I mean, you have to battle your teammate Chris Carroll. Tanner Marr is up into 7th place. So you got a lot of teammates up there. But Alex Coffey, a couple of those drivers looking really strong. How y'all feeling going into the playoffs?
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys in here. Watching it, broadcasting it, I knew once I started racing in here that it'd be hard to even contend. I felt like I was going to be kind of like a 7th place around there, and no chance to win anything. Headed into the playoffs, though, it's just going to be about consistency. I mean, if I can get a win, if I'm in the position for it, I'm going to go for it. But consistency will definitely help. Teammate-wise, I mean, you got to race your teammates nice, but at the same time, we're all going for the same thing here. We all have the same goal. So who knows? It could get a little dicey between teammates.
All right. Well, congratulations on the victory. Well earned. Very much deserved. Definitely didn't back into that one. I mean, you went straight forward, head first like the Kool-Aid man into that win.
Straight for the throat. I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Well, the floor is yours, man. Who you got to thank? Sponsors, shout-outs, friends, family. Who helps you get around the track and get this dub tonight?
Oh, we got a lot of people. I'll probably be here for 5 minutes naming off everybody, so be prepared.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. First off, I gotta thank my parents and you guys for doing the broadcast. Definitely want to go back and watch that to see how close it really was because I haven't even really seen yet. Gotta thank all the guys over at 5 Kings Motorsports. Gotta give a huge shout out to Michael Falk over at MF Racing Designs for the paint schemes, keeping us fresh every week, making us look good. I gotta thank the Barn Package Store, Tile Chief Floor and Wall Coverings, Maconi Setup Shop, TheButtKicker.com, Savage Edge Apparel, FB Sim Racing Button Boxes, Raise Energy, Bam Racing Videos, Mayhew Construction, and everybody that supports the Apex Sim Racing E-Series over here.
Man, don't lie to me. Do you have that written down somewhere? Do you memorize that?
Oh, I definitely have it written down.
Okay, thank God. I was about to look like a heel.
I mean, I memorized most of them, but I definitely have it written down just because there's so many. I don't want to be the dude that forgets and then is like just kind of embarrassed about it. So yeah, we wrote it down. I actually got little speeches typed up for every different car.
That's pretty good, man. Congratulations on your win tonight. Outstanding racing, and look forward to seeing you on the track again next week.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. I mean, fantastic race. Let's go through the results real quick and find out where everybody finished. Where's your favorite driver? And we'll get that pulled up for you right here. Well, of course, we know the top three. Tanner Marr is finishing in the 4th position. 5th place, Eric Burkhalter. Great finish by him in the Dirt Affliction number 4 car. George Williams recovered after all kinds of up and down issues tonight. Finishes in 6th place. What a great finish. Mike Veith in a 7th place finish.
Heck of a finish for Mike.
Yeah, that's awesome. Alex Coffey probably be a little disappointed about an 8th place finish. Definitely felt like he had a race winning car. Just some bad luck there at the end. But, I mean, 8th place and you're fighting for a championship. Being able to recover some good finishes, really, really important. A great finish for Alan Smith in Dirt Affliction number 3. Chuck Phelps with the top 10. Todd Schott finishes 11th. Brandon Wallace 12th. Willie Evernham 13th. Justin Miller 14th. William Griffith 15th. Anthony McPherson 16th. Aaron Adcock disappointed for sure, but comes home in 17th. Tony Edgerton finishes 18th. 19th, Charles Stevens Jr. Shout out. Appreciate the Rebel Racing Network paint scheme. 20th was TJ Roberts. That's the one, it's kind of hard to give out the jammed up award tonight because I feel like it's Tracy Passons or TJ Roberts who finishes in 20th, who I felt like had a fantastic truck, and definitely was one to watch to win tonight. Ends up on his roof and finishes 20th. Matt Rogers finished 21st. Tracy Passons 22nd. And, Mr. Irrelevant, Garrett Kinder, finishes in 23rd. Well,
103 laps down. I'm good with it.
Well, just a fantastic race. They delivered. It delivered 100%. Garrett. What, you got any closing thoughts about that? We pretty much said everything. But what'd you think?
Man, other than the fact that I'm bummed I didn't get to run in it very much, but because that was some hellacious racing, I really like seeing it. Man, I appreciate you for letting me get up here in the booth and not completely wasting my night and finishing 103 laps down and not doing anything else for the rest of my life. So big shout out to you and everybody over at Rebel Racing Network letting me come up here and have some fun and call the race with you. Man, just a big shout out to everybody in the field. Aaron runs the league over here. Everybody over at Apex Sim Racing, man, this is one of the better leagues that I've ever seen as far as competition and cleanliness. Just a really good time, guys. Just racing their hearts out and having a good time with it. So, out of everybody, I think Ray Rogers might have been the most excited. He was pretty enthusiastic during his little interview. So, man, it's good to see guys having a good time, cutting up and laughing about it, even though it came down to a finish like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a fantastic. They delivered there were some cautions, but not anything just crazy. So it was just a lot of fun, man. Just a lot of fun to see, watch, to call. Like I said, every week is just so much fun here, and so just glad to be a part of it. Thank our sponsor, Apex Sim Racing, ApexSimRacing.com. Go check them out. At least get some traffic their way. If you know some friends and family members who sim race, get them something, man. Go over and let Jimmy take care of you and get something nice for somebody who does a lot of sim racing. It's the best place to get some stuff if you're interested in that. I always want to thank Trigger Time. Want to thank 1 Inch Designs, Chuck Pegleg Felts, Kyle Roberts Handmade Leather, 5 Kings Network, Eric Burkhalter Recycling and Demolition, and of course Kinder Farm and Ranch for all they do. I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody being active in chat. I tell you what, I don't do this for the money. We don't get views and chats and stuff. We don't get money for any kind of views or anything like that. We just appreciate y'all being active in chat and cheering on your favorite driver, because when they go back and watch it, it just makes them feel good to see people supporting them. It's a fun thing, and we know it's not real racing; it's fake racing. It's a computer game. But deadgum
You're gonna make people mad.
Well, I don't care. It is what it is, but sure is fun to have your friends and family support you. So definitely appreciate y'all being in chat, talking it up. Always Kevin Kinder, Ratchet Miller. Got to give special thanks to y'all because y'all are always there in every Rebel Racing Network chat. So definitely appreciate y'all's support. But another great race. Want to thank Aaron Adcock and all the admins over at Apex for putting on a fantastic series. And congratulations to Jason Raymond again for a great night. And next week, I don't know. Let's see. Let me go back and check out, see where we are.
Next week's All-Star race.
Ooh, little All-Star race for. So come on, check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week at the All-Star race, and have a little extra fun and something that's non-points, not as serious, and have a good time. So y'all have a good night. Thank you, Garrett, for jumping up in the booth, and we'll see y'all next week.